Woo! Oh, I got a bus coming behind me. Uh-oh. They're gonna get all mad, like, what's this motherfucker doing right here? See if they give me a look. Oh, no look. All right. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monday morning edition of the Off Base Podcast. The podcast carefully crafted to remind you to suck a fat one if you think you're the only one out of the 7 billion of us on the planet. I'm your host. I'm the Rocky Mountain no-name Jackass. And it's 62 degrees here in Aurora. The big yawn. First one. At 7:58 in the a.m. on Monday, May 16th, 2022. Here we are. The chaw time. To kick off the podcast. Probably going to hear my car beeping at me in a second. Because I have a low fuel level. Oh, here comes another bus. Let's see if they're going to give me a look. No look from that sucker either. Well, that's good. Bus drivers aren't assholes anymore. This is a very busy time of the year, people. Very busy. All right, let's roll. We gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta get back on base and get gas because it's like 10 to 15 cents cheaper on base. And for those of you who are aware of the inflationary impacts that our Federal Reserve has imparted onto the economy since the COVID pandemic, well, you're now feeling the effects. And I always knew this was going to be the case, is that the inflation would impact prices of assets first, and then it would trickle down into consumer goods. And, well, it's been doing that pretty heavily. And it sucks. But all that being said, gas is cheaper on base, so I'm going to save myself some cash by doing that. And, there were some places in which we lived, Texas in particular, there were places that we would go where, a lot of places offer a military discount, which I think is fucking phenomenal, that, you'll do that for the military folk. I never really had a strong appreciation for the military until I met my wife and understand what they go through, what they sign up for. They sign up for potentially putting their lives on the line when it comes to protecting our rights, our constitutional rights. And my wife had 2 deployments, one in Iraq, one in Afghanistan. In Iraq, she was bombed all the time. In Afghanistan, she actually lost one of her colleagues, and every year she gets together with a couple people from her deployment group, and they celebrate the memory of that person. So it hits home pretty quick when you are deployed and you come back and there's less of you who went out there. Anyway, not to get morbid, but there are places everywhere that offer military discounts like crazy. But in Texas, there were a lot of places that we would go. In San Antonio, because there's a lot of military bases in San Antonio, that would actually ask if you have a military ID, which I thought was fucking phenomenal. Because some places offer the discount, but they don't ask you if you're military. Like, why would they? But a lot of times, military folk, they do feel like initially, I didn't want to come out and say, hey, do you offer a military discount? Now it's different. Now that I understand what the families go through, I will ask, say, hey, do you guys offer the military discount? And take advantage of it because they're offering it, right? They understand the sacrifices that the families and the service members make. So, I mean, it should be incumbent upon us just to simply ask. That's one of the privileges of being a military member or spouse of a military member. But yeah, there's certain establishments that just come straight out and say, hey, are you guys in the military? And, you know, we don't even have to wonder if they're offering a military discount because they come right out and say it's pretty cool. So same thing happens on base, where gas is cheaper. Like I said, 10 to 15 cents cheaper. You go to the commissary, I can get all kinds of different stuff at the commissary that's cheaper than it would be at a normal grocery store. Like a lot of times, I'll compare ribeye prices or just any kind of steak prices. Because, you know, steak's an expensive item. I love steak, and there you go. So, yeah, some of the grocery stores around the kids' school that I'll stop at, you know, they got their ribeye $13, $14 a pound. Excuse me. Another big yawn. I go to the commissary, and commissary's got ribeyes for like $9, $10 a pound. It's fucking great. So anyway, let's get back to what the fuck is going on right now. Because what the fuck is going on right now is the grinding time of May. Grinding in between Mother's Day and Memorial Day. This is a very, very interesting time of year because kids' school is winding down. They got a ton of events going on. And we start looking towards summer. But the fact is, we're not there yet. We're in that grind to get there. So I got a bunch of different projects at work that I'm working on that I want to grind through and get done. The kids both have events tonight. Stepson, he's got field day after school, and then he's got a banquet at 6 o'clock. He's getting some kind of an award. It's not like a big prestigious one. I think it's more of, I don't know, one of those like participation things. But it's not a participation thing. He achieved something. But I don't know. He doesn't know what it is. We don't know what it is. But anyway, stepdaughter also has her spring concert tonight at 6:30, which my wife and I are going to go to. Stepson's going to go to his banquet. He's good with not having a parent there. But each member of the certain classes, like freshmen, sophomore, juniors, they actually have to bring something to the event, to the banquet. Seniors don't have to bring anything. So he's got to bring an entree. And, you know, there's going to be like hundreds of kids there. And he's staying after school for field day, and then he's got his banquet after. So after I pick up my son, then I got to go get an entree for him to put out at the banquet, which will probably be some kind of like rotisserie chicken or fried chicken or some shit like that I'll pick up from the store after I get my son, and then just run it over to stepson. And he should be G to G. So we got that. And then the rest of the week, we were trying to outline it last night at dinner. And by the way, the weekend was fabulous, which I'll get to in a second. It was a really, really nice weekend. But I'm just still trying to think, coming up, going forward, what else we got. Stepdaughter's got a dance on Friday that she's going to go to. My wife and I are going to see Carmen, the Opera Carmen, on Saturday. My son's starting baseball. I got an email about it this morning. I got to review all that shit, make sure he's G to G. Got him signed up, which is great. So I think that's all for right now. While at the same time, I got to make sure that I get my workouts in. Because I'm having a hard time sticking to a diet of under 2,000 calories a day, man. It's not easy. It really isn't. So over the weekend, stepson and I on Thursday, we had stuff that we had to go to last Thursday. I can't remember what it was, but that is when we would have worked out. We didn't. We worked out instead on Friday. We did a Murph. My pull-ups push-ups and squats, I had no problem getting through all the way to the 100, 200, 300. That was great. But there's some fucking weird going on with my right shoulder and tricep. I don't know what the fuck it is. But I'm hoping I can power through here until Memorial Day when we do the actual Murph. And I'll probably end up doing like one Murph a week when it's all said and done, because it really is a fantastic fucking workout. I love it. And I'm not doing the run yet, because running always fucks with my lower back for the next like day and a half, 2 days. So I've been walking on an incline. And then, so that was Friday night that we did that. So Saturday, we were supposed to go to the gym, but after doing the Murph, man, my body was still it was pretty good. So instead of going to the gym on Saturday, I went yesterday and did my phase 4 workout of more of a calorie burn combination exercises. For example, instead of just doing squats for strength, which, we would do anywhere between 4 and 8 depending on the day. Well, now I'm doing squats 12 to 15 with much lower weight, and then as soon as I finish, then I do box jumps. So it's where it's a longer duration exercise. Your heart rate is elevated for a longer period of time, and it's more toning. It's there for fat burn, while at the same time doing resistance training to keep the muscle strong. Glasses go back on, people. And then afterwards, I walked a mile uphill at an 11-degree incline at 3.2 miles per hour. So we'll see how well this cardio plan plays itself out. But the key thing is for me is that I have to not eat so much going in. It's fucking hard. Now, over the weekend, we had some very nice meals. On Friday, after we finished the Murph, I made a cacio e pepe pasta, along with filet mignon, an 8-ounce filet mignon, and then I also cooked up some shrimp, too. So it was a shrimp and steak cacio e pepe. It was fucking awesome. Oh, it was good. It was good. And then Saturday, Thursday, that's right. Thursday was the chief induction ceremony. That was fucking sweet. That was last Thursday. So Saturday, the base commander, he had people over his house. It was supposed to be from 2 to 4. I think we stayed till 9. They were kind enough to let us just keep hanging out, drinking, talking, chatting. Because that hasn't happened in a long time, folks. It was nice to visit with all kinds of different people in the neighborhood. People that we see all the time, but didn't hang out with because they're either busy or because COVID restrictions kept us from doing so. Our other next door neighbor, the one who's in charge of missile detection, okay, good Lord, his phone was going nonstop, man. I felt horrible for him. Just wanted him to have some time to just kick back and relax. But he didn't. The whole time he was there, he kept getting messages on his phone. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. So I hope shit clears up for him. But anyway, we had a lovely time. First started drinking some beers, and then just had some outdoor food, some meatballs and sausages and stuff like that. Meatballs aren't really an outdoor food, I know. Get off my back already, will ya? But then on Sunday, I fucking cooked all day, man. I made a breakfast casserole for me and my wife. She did her workout, and then I went to the gym, came back, and then I made this crab salad. Oh, it's fucking awesome. I think it's called a crab Napoleon salad, according to the recipe. But it's a cold salad, just avocado slices, a slice of mozzarella. And I'm not talking about like a sandwich slice of mozzarella. I'm talking you take the mozzarella ball and slice one off of there. Slice a tomato, and then you top it with lumped crab meat that has been mixed, with mayonnaise and mustard and salt and pepper, blah blah blah, lemon juice, and topped with some basil flakes, and it's fucking delicious. So I ate healthy in the morning, ate healthy in the afternoon, and had a bag of Doritos. I haven't had Doritos in like 6 months. I was at the store, I was just craving them. I was like, oh, I gotta get them. So, yeah. I had a bag of Doritos yesterday. My son and I watched... What did we watch? We watched... Oh, fuck. It was a movie that I had wanted to watch. It was a Marvel movie, I think. Oh, yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I love that one. That's my favorite post-Endgame Marvel movie. It actually had a great story, and it looked like it was going to be leading into more. Oh, there's my car yelling at me. Go get some gas. I'm going to get it. Just chill out. Stop fucking with me. Cows. And then we watched Guardians of the Galaxy. And for dinner, I'm going to be instituting a sandwich Sunday in the spring and summer. Look at that alliteration going on for you right there. I had an Italian sub last night for dinner, and I had the turkey and cheese all set up for my wife. And my stepdaughter also had turkey and cheese. Stepson, I don't know why he didn't fucking eat yesterday. That kid would actually have an even better frame than he has right now if he actually ate properly. I wish he would. And I made grits for my son. I haven't made him grits in a while. So he had cheese grits and eggs with a slice of bacon. Basically, I had breakfast for dinner. He loves it. So we had that. And I'm thinking next week, time permitting, I'm going to do this lamb sandwich. I got the recipe from my brother. He made it for us one time, and holy shit. And I don't like lamb, but I like this sandwich. What do we got going on here? We got maintenance workers fixing the electrical, fixing the infrastructure. Thanks, guys. Hey. All right, so here we go. Moving on, moving forward. Yeah, the workouts are going really well right now, except for my shoulder and tricep. I hope I don't fuck something up. My pull-ups in particular are starting to feel really, really good. So, because we got so much shit going on after school today, I know, there's my car yelling at me again. Go get gas. It's thirsty. It's hungry. I'm going to try to get in a workout midday today. I'll do a half a Murph where I'll walk for half a mile up a hill. Try to do 50, 100, 150 pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and then walk for another half a mile up the hill. I think I can do it. It'll probably take me about 35 minutes to do. I can get it done, people. I can do it. I got this. You got this, jackass. And I am a jackass. So, with that being said, I actually got to text our friends down in Colorado Springs to see what they're doing for Memorial Day weekend and see if we can't hook up and do the Murph all together. Hopefully that'll be a lot of fun, and then we'll kick back and enjoy some delicious food. Should be lovely, I think. Now, apart from that, again, it's just the grind, man. Grinding through. You know, there's just a lot of stuff to do. I'm trying to get to the point where I am taking care of shit as soon as it pops up. Because if you're anything like me, hopefully I'm not the only one on this one. I'll give you an example, like work emails. Work emails, emails come through, you look at it, you kind of read the subject, kind of read the first opening lines, and you're like, I'll read that later. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, you got 100 emails that you haven't read yet. So, I'm trying to change that. I did that this morning. There was my inbox was starting to get clogged. There were all these tiny little tasks that I had to do. And just the way in which my brain is wired, I like to have long stretches of time to accomplish larger projects. Some of these little things just get in the way. Just as an example, there were some training modules that I had to do that took like 20, 25 minutes this morning. There's my car again yelling at me. 25 minutes to do these training modules, and I've had that email in my inbox for probably 2 weeks. And I was like, you know what? Let me knock this sucker out this morning, and I did. And I had another one where I simply had to change my password on my computer. I've had that email in my inbox for 2 weeks. And I did that this morning. That took a minute, but it's so funny when you read those things. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, this thing's gonna take forever, right? And the molehill seems like the mountain. And it turns out just to be a molehill. It turns out to be a curb, right? Going from the street to the curb, not from the street to Pikes Peak. So, there's a couple more like that in my inbox that I'm going to knock out today. One of them is setting my goals for 2022, which is very funny because my manager, he'd been telling me about it. He was like, look, I understand we don't have our goals yet. And this was back in February, right? Usually we get our goals somewhere at the end of January, early February, and we knock them out, put them in the system, and then try to achieve them. We didn't get our goals this year until the end of April, really beginning of May. So one of the nice things that's going on is we actually get to customize our goals. Obviously, we have overarching company goals, but there are things that we as individuals want to accomplish as we go throughout the year. So he's left it up to me to come up with some things, and I've got some things. And I got to add them to the goals, and then we'll get them in the system, and boom. We'll ride this out for the next 7 months and see what we accomplish. Give myself a little bit of direction, which I kind of need right now, because another thing that my wife and I talked about over the weekend, when we were having our crab Napoleon salad on yesterday, is what she's going to do when she finishes this assignment and where we're going to live. And it's going to be interesting. It's good that she thinks about it a lot, because she likes to prepare and make sure that things run smoothly. Her foresight is quite a gift. And for the younger fellas out there, I mean, I know I only got 2 podcast listeners. If one of you is, in your early 30s, maybe even late 20s, not only do this for yourself, but try to find yourself a woman who also is forward thinking. You're going to find that that she's going to be smarter with her finances and less stressed when it comes to enjoying the enjoyable things in life. You think about financially different things that you're going to have to pay for in the future. You take care of them in advance so that when it comes to, like, vacations, planning those things out, where you're going to live. Now, the thing with military folk, hang on, I'm going to get scanned here in a second.
Oh, you left me like that. I see how it is.
I am. I'm sorry. You too. Guy was mad that I didn't go to him. So anyway, yeah, military folk, because we move around every 2-3 years, we have to be thinking like that. But since my wife is going to be 23, 24 years in the Air Force, she's getting ready to push the button and say, okay, guys, thank you for the life you've given me, but I am going to retire. So upon retiring from the military, we're trying to iron out, what's important to us, where we live the rest of our lives. And this is how far ahead she's thinking here, all right? Stepson's 15, stepdaughter's 13, my son is 9. She's already thinking, well, the house that we're going to be in, that's going to be the grandparent house, right? We don't want to have to move when the kids start getting old enough to have their own families. We already want to be in an established location. So that's good stuff to be thinking about. What else was I going to say about that? Well, just that we've got stepson. So next year, my wife's assignment is up, 2023, in July of 2023. Stepson will be going into his senior year. So the question is where do we go for him to finish out his senior year? He said he's okay with moving to a spot if we have to move out of Colorado, which we probably will, because he'll have spent sophomore or junior year in Colorado. But he says if we're going to go anywhere, it would be nice to go to a place that he's already been before, so he doesn't have to make all new friends again his senior year, right? That would suck. So we got that, and then stepdaughter will be a sophomore. Yeah, she'll be a sophomore when he's a senior. So she'll already have she'll have her freshman year under her belt. But if she has to start somewhere new sophomore year, that's not too shabby, because she can end up making good friends going through 3 years of high school with the same people. So that can be good for her. But by the time she's done, my son won't even have started high school. So, I mean, that's one of the factors that goes into it. There's a bunch of different factors that went into it. But it's good to be thinking about these things early. And there's my car yelling at me. I'll say for the last time now, because I'm going to take a right over here now that I'm back on base and go get the gas. But for those of you out there who, if you're in the military, if one of my 2 podcast listeners is in the military, those are always good things to think about as you're approaching your retirement age, how it's going to impact the kids, how it's going to impact you, how many times you want to move, blah, blah, blah. And there's about 90 other factors that I didn't think about at all, or didn't discuss at all. Simply because I want to keep this thing, approximately 25 minutes, and I just looked at my time, and I've been doing this for 26 minutes. So let's close it down, everybody. Close it down for the Monday morning edition. I hope everybody has a great Monday. Do your best, forget the rest, grind through to Memorial Day in the summer, and I'll smell you tomorrow.